What's up, everyone? Admiral Fixit here, and welcome back to more Railroader on the BG&W. Little bonus weekend video for you this week instead of a stream. Um, Streaming just wasn't quite in the cards this week. Hopefully we'll get one in next week. Today is gonna be all about this train. Um, if you watched the last episode, you'll remember. We rolled over to the next interchange and were greeted with 172 cars delivered to Silva. And I went ahead and pulled all the Robinson Gap cars together into one train. And if we come over here and climb aboard the 1301, and maybe. There we go. We climb aboard and select it. Let's see, when you take away the 3 units of the locomotive and tender, it's 127 cars, Connie. Of course I left it in notch 8. If you don't get that reference, please go watch, yeah, that movie, Unstoppable, on, I forget what streaming service is on. You might be able to rent it on Prime Video. Not sure why the error was dumped, but that's going to take forever to charge. So let me give that a minute to charge before we get underway. Alright, brakes are all charged up. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road. If I can find... Oh, that's right, the whistle bar doesn't work. That's the 10-inch Lincolnheimer 3-chime we got on it. You can see we don't even need the throttle to get moving. So we're sitting downgrade here, and a lot of the trains sitting on the grade for the hump yard. So yeah, we're rocking 3,500 tons and over a mile of train, so ought to be good. Now I know we're probably gonna need some help with this thing when we get past Bryson, because I know in the video where I tested this thing out, the H6, it seemed to max somewhere around 96-ish cars up the mountain towards Alarka Junction. So we're gonna pick up the Burke at Dillsboro, and the Burke is actually gonna live on the other side of the railroad now. It's gonna live out of Bryson, act as the helper up to Alarka Junction, and for now act as the coal mine switcher. So that's what we've got there. But just to give you some scale here, so we're just passing the turnout into the tannery. There's our back end. We are, end of tracks right back there. Yeah, we're not even into the actual interchange yard yet. That's how long this train is, and yeah, 2.something% here. Yeah, that's why we get rolling so easy. Yeah, we're gonna try to keep our speed reasonable while keeping some speed up, because I do not want to have to try to get this thing going again. Luckily this side of the railroad is all downhill pretty much, so shouldn't be too bad. But I just don't want to take any chances. I do really like the sound of this Lincolnheimer. I believe this is part of, is it called Zach's Whistle Pack? figure that out in a minute. But you also see here a piece of the newest mod to be added after the H6, which is a Y. See here we got a Y and storage tracks. So now we can turn passenger train around easier and keep a spare set of cars over here. So yeah, so that should be cool. I wish there was a mod to extend the tail track on the Y to Alarka, up at Alarka, but not really. I think we're just going to go to using Alarka Junction to turn those trains around. But that's for the next video. Right now it's all about coal. And yeah, this is just a scary impressive sight. I mean, look at this. I mean, we can't really see around the corner, but it's just all coal hoppers as far as the eye can see. Actually, I think I found my thumbnail. So we're rocking 36. That seems to be a good speed. Actually picking up some speed now. Ooh, getting a little jumpy. Just a little bit of throttle, keep the train stretched. I do not want to take a set if I don't have to. Do not want to take a set on the automatic if I don't have to. Because it took like 5 minutes and 3 locomotives to to get the train charged back up from dumped. But this thing does run dual. I guess it's modeled that this thing has 2 air compressors, so that is a benefit. There has been, I know there's been one update to the H6 mod. Let me see as we come into Dillsborough here. Let me see if there's been another. I had to I actually had to roll back to the original version because there is an issue. Yeah, there's no update since no third update. There was an issue where I don't know what would cause it, but the front engine would just randomly uncouple and take off on its own, which made it rather difficult to play. I kept trying to build the train back there and having half of my train run away, or half of my locomotive run away, and the way it's set up, it's hooked into the air, so it dumps the air. Alright. So yeah, it was all a thing. So we're lined through Dillsborough. We did close that, right? Yeah, okay. I just looked at the switch, but you never know. So, we're probably gonna have to stop the water and price it. Looking at how much water we're using. Holy crap. And that's running 3 on the throttle and notched back to 30. Holy crap, okay. Well, we'll deal with that when we get there. We're gonna do some trickery here where we're gonna follow the back end, and when we clear where the berk is, we're gonna pull the berk out and hook up to this thing on the fly. which means I actually want to slow down a little bit. It's just gonna be fun because I'm using the independent. Actually, I wonder, because I'm running on the back here, I wonder if I can... There we go. Put a little set on it from the back. Might be a little more than I wanted. Yeah, that was more than I wanted. Come on, pull through it. Pull through it. Make sure it's not slipping up here. Yeah, I might have screwed myself doing that. We have to send a set through it from the front. Just to get it to actually run the pump and recharge. That's a little dumb. Are you releasing? I think it's releasing. Maybe? Yeah, it's releasing. Yes, I was checking to make sure I went back into into company after I spawned in helper air compressors. Don't worry, I deleted them. No cheating here. Alright, are we gonna try to pull out of this now? It's flat track, so I don't know. That track's 0.1%, but this track's flat. Interesting. There we go. Now we're talking. Stack talking, that is. So now that we're rolling again, go back to the back end, which is just clearing Dillsboro siding. A couple cars in there randomly that just aren't fully released. Okay, looks like they are now, maybe? Yeah, I think they're released now. So basically, we're just gonna sit here and wait and note our speed when we go select the Burke, so we know roughly what speed we need to get up to in order to not smack this nice East Broad top hopper off the rails. Yeah, so to the back end, just past the 48-mile post, and the head end's past the 49. So the distances and mile markers and everything are actually accurate, if you were wondering. So just coming through the yard now. So, that's a 661. Come on, get some speed. Can I? Oh. Speed a little better if I notch it up. Nope. 80's right on the limit. There we go. Alright, so to following that through the tunnel, we'll go back here. We don't want to keep it, we don't want to get too fast because we want to be able to actually catch up to this thing helper. So let's see. We're going about 15, 16. Speeding up a little bit. So we'll cut it back to just a nice little crawl, or a nice sliver of throttle. And go Gadget Berkshire. Okay, this is probably one of the dumber things I've done. Other than the passing shenanigans. There we go. Didn't hurt a thing. This is probably the dumbest thing other than the passing shenanigans at Governor's Island last time. Alright, so we got that hooked on. That is additional braking if necessary, and power. So now we'll just run from the H6, and hopefully it's a boring trip. Oh yeah. That's beautiful. Probably kill the speed a little bit. But look at that. Having been trackside for mainline coal drags, this is about as realistic as it gets. Like, seriously. The feeling of the speed is there. And just seeing the endless line of hoppers. This is probably the coolest moment I've had in this game so far. It doesn't seem like anything special, but so living most of my life on a main line whose only real traffic is coal and Amtrak, this just tickles a part of my brain here. And yes, we're gonna sit here and watch the whole thing, mainly because I'm checking for hot boxes. I'm pretty sure I oiled everything before we left. Some of the bearings were in pretty rough shape oil-wise. A few in the 20s, a bunch in the 30s and 40s. So, yeah, we look all good, and there goes the Burke. And there we go into the sunset. Yeah, I'm just hoping I don't eat my words about being a boring trip, as I anxiously watch my other screen where I have Spotify running with the music, which hopefully you can hear over me, or I should say over the train. I'm just hoping that the next in queue does not become Smells Like Kenosha. As much as I like the song, we may have to skip that just this one time, just to avoid any unpleasant derailments. Or at least, if there are any, not be able to blame them on Kenosha. And if you don't know the story of Smells Like Kenosha, Heiss, the composer of the songs you're hearing in the background now, has another page called Hyce Studio. That it's HYCE Studio, where he breaks down some of the songs that he's recorded and used in video games. And one of the earlier videos, there shouldn't be too many to sift through, but one of the earlier videos, he explained the whole story behind Smells Like Kenosha. So if you're interested in that, definitely go give it a watch. Actually holding pretty constant speed here. I'm surprised. I guess it is flat track. Flat track, and we just found a throttle setting that it likes. So we should be coming up to Wilmot here. Yep. I'm just realizing now this thing doesn't have a bell. That's interesting. Yeah, imagine hearing this whistle just kind of echoing through the mountains at night. That it actually kind of gives me a little bit of a chill thinking about it. God, some of these things, some of these engines, it's been hard to find a whistle that just seems like it fits, but that just seems so right. This is interesting. Tool tip there, edging onto the screen. My mouse is still on my other monitor where I keep it out of the way, and it's mousing over the locomotive. That's interesting. Let's see. From Thomas Valley to Whittier, we can do 45. But do we want to? Oh, why not? Look at that thing. Look at that thing wiggle. It's not doing it as much anymore, but it was hunting pretty good there for a second. Why do we have an approach? Why do we have an approach? I left that open. It's still an approach because I left that open. Okay. Oh, and while I was waiting for the brakes to charge earlier, the Stenzel expansion completed, so we now have a second track over here. That'll give us a few more cars to work with. Are we gonna actually pick up any speed? I hope being at speed would go full throttle. Oh, we've burned 2,000 gallons of water since Dillsboro. Yeah, we're gonna have to stop the pricing. That works out. We'll top everyone off, make sure we're good for the climb. Well, we're picking up a little bit of speed, but we're gonna be at Whittier by the time we break 40. Make sure we left the switches at Gov Island, right? We did. And pricing is going to be, well, no, the Burke won't need water, never mind. As I say, the trick is going to be getting the Burke water and then still getting a good run at the hill, but it got serviced before it got parked for the night, and literally only ran from the service track to where we picked it up, and then onto the back of the train. So should be good. Let's go ahead, dial the throttle back. Yeah, you're good. You only got 13 tons of coal, but that should be plenty. See, we don't have a cloud of dust anywhere, do we? Our whole train doesn't show up on the indicator, so I'm just gonna fly down the train here, make sure no one's on the ground. Get out of the telegraph poles there. Is that just... Is it stuttering? Is that the mod being a little weird? It's jumping in a weird way. Don't know. All I care is that it runs and gets us up to Robinson Gap. What I do want, speaking of hearing the whistle echoing through the mountains, I guess this is as close as we'll get for now. Go over here to Whittier. No, I can't hear it yet. Okay, let's check our speed a little. Watch the slack action bobble the speed around. Alright, that should be good. Oh, hold on. Let me pause the music for a second. I don't know if OBS is picking it up yet. But it sounds just as good as I'd hoped from a distance. Yeah, it looks like it's picking it up. Yeah, I'm not sure at what point y'all became able to actually hear it, but hearing that deep of a whistle, that deep and smooth of a whistle from that far away, it might have sent a little shiver down my spine. And I'm sure it would do even more so in real life. That's the kind of thing I love about this game. Just being able to actually do stuff like that. Alright. So, at this point, if you see me anywhere other than approaching Bryson, you know something's about to go terribly wrong. So, I'll see you in Bryson. Alright, I know I said anything other than approaching Bryson meant impending doom, but now we're getting ready to go down the grade here from Governor's Island, and I figured I'll go ahead and make sure this part is included, just to make sure anything good is caught. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kill the power on the head end, and now we're going go back here to Burke, and there we go. We're gonna monitor both ends of the train here, our speed, and we're gonna brake from the back end as we go down the grade. Keeps the train nice and stretched, and hopefully doesn't propagate sets all the way up the train. But we saw how that went before. But it can recharge from this end, so hopefully that offsets. So we're not gaining any speed yet, but the head end is definitely well into the grade. The grade starts right about here. But we just have enough weight up here that it's holding it back. And we just have to kind of watch that head end for when it gets to Bryson, because we need to be down to 25 before we take that switch. Alright, now we're starting to pick up speed, at least on the back end. There we go. Now we're picking it up. So let's leave a little set on the independent. Keep the train stretched. Yeah, looks like it slowed us down up front. Let's see, we'll leave the thing there and see when the head end pops up. I'll leave it about there. That should be enough. Alright, still doing 26 on both ends. Perfect. I'm hoping that this is all we need to do. Oh, we're picking up a little bit of speed. Which, if we're speeding up before the front end, that means the train's in compression, or going into compression. Which, for those unfamiliar, that just means the coupler slack is bunching in. So we're pushing everything down the hill. Alright. Should be showing up here any second. This is not as dramatic as I thought it would be. Alright, there's our head end. We're doing 24 on the head end. Which is beautiful. Oh, we're up to 26 up there now. We get a 2-mile-an-hour difference from front to back. That's not great. That is definitely not great. Alright. As much as I want to keep running this from the back, I think I need to go up front. For actually stopping this thing at the water column. This seems like it's holding its own back here, don't you think? There we go. Oh yeah, we've made it. You are under 7,000 gallons. Lovely. Yeah, so far that's my only complaint with this mod, is just how much water it uses. I mean, the coal, I kind of understand the coal. The water, especially because it's modeled as a compound mallet, which means the exhaust steam from here gets, from these cylinders, gets fed into these cylinders. And so you're really only feeding the first set of drivers with live steam from the boiler. So it shouldn't be using that much. Oh yeah, this is the, that's right, this is the first model of this where that burns up its water. So we lost 300 pounds of tractive effort. Oh well, we've got to help her for a reason. Apparently the update to the H6, the front shouldn't use up its water, which is only a gallon, but still it keeps it putting out tractive effort. So let's slam on the brakes here. We might stop before the water column. Oop, get out of the tree. Oh yeah, we're gonna stop short. Come on down. Get those wires out of the way. There we go. Yeah, how much of a pain is it going to be to get to a full stop? Oop. Hey, look at that. Alright, so we'll get watered up here and then we'll get back underway. Alright, so we're just underway on the Bryson. And just for reference on how long the train is, yeah, we're going through the west end of Bryson. The back end is just passing the Walker branch. The lag is real. That's not that bad, but you get a little stuttery there for a second. Look at that articulation. We love to see it. It's such a beautiful model. It really is. It'll never get old. Let's notch back up here. And let's go ahead. That notch back. We're gonna give it some power. Not much. Yeah, hopefully get a good head of steam running up the hill here. Nope. Not fast enough to give it the beans yet. So yeah, like I said, when I tested this out, and that video is up from last Saturday, I tested this out. I started out trying to pull 100 cars with just the H6 up this hill, and had to drop 4 of them off. But part of that was also because I hit the brakes when I didn't need to, or threw it in reverse or something. We should have plenty of power, and I don't know if you can hear it. We'll zoom out a little bit so you can. Yeah, that smells like Kenosha. I'm scared. That song means only bad things. So, see how far we get. Hopefully we don't actually doesn't actually live up to this song's reputation. This is actually the second time I've heard this song in the last couple hours, because I actually came on my way home from work today. Something about driving across a wide open 5-mile long bridge and smells like Kenosha comes on. It's hard to not just, you know, no, we're not even gonna speculate there. So we're still building a little bit of speed. Slowing down a little bit on the back end, so we'll give him some more juice. Okay, still slowing down. And we don't get too carried away. This is only the 30-mile-an-hour curve, but it is a 25 up ahead. Where is that? Let's see, he's just cleared Bryson. Okay, this next left-hander is the 25. Oh. Yeah, right as we get up towards that curve is when we're gonna hit kind of the when we're gonna hit the peak of Kenosha here. This really does not bode well for us. Head end here. Oh no, I can't pick up the head end because I'll just slip to death. Yeah, we gotta do all our adjusting on the back end here. Alright, thankfully our speed kept us from being in Kenosha Curve when we could be in the Kenosha here. Okay, we made it. We survived without any derailments. Alright, 22 is respectable. Oh. I'm like, why am I hitting the thing for the back end of the train and going to the front end? Because I had the back end selected. Yeah, so see, he's just knocking down the intermediate. But he's still got a ways to go. I really need to update this tender to... You know what? I think we have the time to do that. Baguette and custard. And that massive font, but at least it fills more of the tender than just the number. And we're gonna give you full beans here, because you seem to need it. On this end, we're making it. Where are we from Hemingway? Okay, up this right-hander, next right-hander. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that thing kicked out that way. That never gets old. see in the front end of an articulated kick out like that. Get back in the driver's seat here. Now the plan when we get to a Larkin Junction, we're gonna start to run this thing the normal way, you know, around the Y and then shove back. But we're gonna split the train and start shoving back up with this, and then bring the other half up. And if we need both engines to make it, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now that's the plan. And this thing is loud. Like, yeah, we'll see what it ends up doing as far as covering up my my audio. But I can't hardly hear myself think when I'm trying to talk and ride that close to it. Right, so the back end is almost out of that curve. And of course, by the time here we're able to try to get some more speed, we're almost at the point where we're going to slow down again. But I don't think we really can get any more speed. You're notching about the ideal position, and if I give you any more throttle, you slip. And you're wide open. So but you see, now that we've gotten up here, well, it was briefly faster up front. We hit level track and it pulled all the slack out. That's good. Alright, we're gonna approach and the restricting. Waiting for us up at Larkin Junction. Now, where exactly we split this train, I don't know. I haven't gone and counted the cars, but hopefully we can find a nice, easy split. See, we're already just about halfway between the signals here, and he's not even to Hemingway. It just keeps blowing my mind how long this train actually is. You play this game early on with the small trains, and you're like, oh yeah, this is so big. And then you get a Tier 5 modded coal mine run. And all of a sudden everything's like a train length away. I mean, even back here at Ella, I mean, by the time the back end cleared this 30-mile-an-hour curve, I was just headed into this one. I didn't even have time to speed back up. But yeah, so we're up to 30 now. We're actually gonna go back here. Shut you down and ease you back, because we're about to break all the couplers apart as we slam the slack in. There we go. It's either going to be the easy part or the hard part. Now I don't know which. It's the map here to judge where to break the train. Let's see, halfway's about right there-ish. Okay. I don't know how far I'm able to make it up this part though. part I want to break at is probably about... let's see, I'm just trying to gauge this off of where these guys are. Alright, we're gonna break it right. Break it right there. And go too far. Lovely. Alright. Now we switch back to here. Cut the throttle. Yeah, we cut it almost in half. 50, 59 cars, half is 60, 63, 64. We were only off by a few cars. Alright, let's bring you to a stop. Once you recharge, we'll start shoving back. Hopefully make it up the hill. Kinda stalled out on recharging, didn't it? Downhill through there, that's interesting. It's actually downhill here too. Right, so how far through here do we go? Yeah, we went about 3, 4 cars too long. Yeah, well. Actually, as you start shoving back. Ah! Where are we? I swear I've controlled this camera before. That one starts shoving back. We'll go ahead and... well, I guess, actually, hold on. I guess the safest route here, in case he doesn't even hardly make it up there, is to actually run through here. At 2751 AI road. However fast. Go up to there. You were going to ride the back end and try to keep you moving at 15. Or better once we get up there. Let's go up this track. And right up the gut here. Right up the track that doesn't diverge at all. Let's see how far we make it. Alright, so I'm actually pleasantly surprised here. We made it. I guess the grade's not quite as steep as I thought it was coming up. But I actually don't know if you can hear it, but just on the other side of the hill here is the Burke getting underway. I've got it AI'd, starting to run up here. So we're gonna shove these all the way home. I don't know how many cars we're actually gonna get in here. We should probably start slowing down. Like, a lot. And wait for the payday. That should spot nicely. Slack will probably crunch back in. We'll cut it. Guess there. Nice little 14 cars, 17 cars. Yeah, here we go. That's more like it. So we still got 21 cars to shove up in here. We also need to make sure we don't get run over by a Burke. So there's the tail end of the Burke's train right there. Which I don't expect him to make it, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We shove these home. I forget to count how many cars that was actually, but it doesn't matter too much. We had what, 59? We still got 21. So 38? 38 cars sitting there. Alright, start easing it down so we don't just annihilate the bumping post. He's still trucking along. 13. He might make it. We may not actually need a helper for this part. We definitely needed it coming up. Seizure. I don't know why it's giving it to me in such small chunks. Whatever. But yeah, we definitely needed a helper on the way up. And oh. This is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Where is this? There's the H6. Come on, buddy, get out of there. Get out of there before you get blocked in. You're stopped all the way back there for this switch. Interesting. Huh, you're not empty. I thought for sure that would have been empty by today. Alright, Burke, here's your moment of truth. I'll stop this right here. Can you do it? Oh wow, he's all the way down here. you do it? Yes, you can. Holy cow. Look at the grade. 1.5% down here. It's so slow, it still says stopped. Come on. At this point, I can't really get on the other end here to get around any of these to be able to pull them off. Alright, I don't see this going well. So let's stop for a minute. Ooh. And gonna make this work somehow, some way. Oh, I threw that brake, and I threw that switch too. We're gonna take some of his load off here. But to avoid getting trapped, although I guess we could leave it trapped up in there, because I mean, it's not going anywhere until things are things are loaded, but we can't guarantee what will get loaded first. Alright, we're gonna take probably, just looking at the length I've got to run around with here. It would take that much. Another 21 cars. And then what we're gonna do is come back in here with them. Let him shove those up and then run around and shove these up. Should work in theory. You know what they say about the best laid plans? They usually don't work. That's an odd spot for that switch stand. So catch your throttle. There's your back end. Stop there. Forward. Oh, I threw the switch. Just let you roll down in here. Meanwhile, no, don't. The AI and setting the brake unnecessarily. Name a better combo, I'll wait. But yeah, he's only got 1,500 tons now, he should be good. Maybe. Uh-oh, he might not be able to make it with that either. Oh no, there he goes. Whoops, you stopped way too quickly. Ooh, hello wheel slip. Oh, please tell me I didn't take too many cars. Please tell me I didn't take too many cars. Oh, that was close. I took too many cars. Or rather, I came down the wrong track. If I had come through here, I'd have been fine. Come on, you big oaf. Spotting these things is going to take as long as getting up here. $4 miles an hour is all you managed? I suppose given the circumstances, that's actually pretty impressive. Yeah, he's doing alright. Oh, I forgot I don't have, there's our music. Oh yeah, we're getting some speed now. Suppose I do need to put him into a longer track. And I'll actually take this over. No, no brake. You are not in a position to need to brake. Yeah, this is so many cars. So many. Ride the back end here so we don't go smashing into anything. Yeah, that's probably enough throttle. I'm waiting to just shove the last cut of cars up here and get distracted and just go smashing into the end of track and derailing and all that fun stuff. I could not have spotted those two more evenly if I had tried. Yeah. You stop bouncing around. There's the big cut of that. Of course, these we got money for, even though they're not in their final spot yet. This is a relatively short cut. So we're gonna put these on top of the ones over here. And it's so weird how they did this, where you get the little spot there that doesn't count. Sorry, squirrel moment. Come on. Oh, notched it up too far. Add the back end again, just in case, so we don't run into anything. He's wheel slipping. Is wheel slipping, or is that just... I guess that's just the sound of this thing at that speed. We'll just shove this up on there nicely. Oh, stop. Okay, so apparently it wasn't going to be the last cut into the bumping post. It's going to be the second to last cut into another cut of cars. what we're gonna do, we'll let you go on AI. Go into the little engine track there. Select you. Come out around here. And holy cow, this has turned into a lot longer video than I intended. I was thinking, you know, maybe 30, 40 minutes. But yeah, here we are at an hour 10 already. And this is just one train. And that wasn't even everything. I cut out a good 10 or 15 minutes of running between towns. So yeah, it shows you just how long it takes to get places on this railroad. Alright. So you're just gonna stuff yourself in there. You're AI'd, so you'll oil yourself at some point. No, maybe not. I think it only oils below 75%. Yep, let's shove you back. I'm hopeful, but not expectant, that we will break $10,000 in the bank, not necessarily income from this. I know we had 973 to start with. Let's see. Put you in the shortest track. Is it really the shortest though? Because it's got the widest radius. I don't know. I guess it all kind of comes out to the same. But we're not going to worry about shoving these all the way up to the end. So we'll just get them clear of the switch and call that, call it a day. Well, not a day, but call it a job. I guess we'll store him back in here, just keep him out of the way. And these guys snake their way up. I really cut that close. I should have cut it one more car further back. A lot of steam, that's what's there. Yep, almost $10,000 income. Well, folks, there it is. 127 cars in modded Robinson Gap. Holy cow. That is a lot of cars. Yeah, can I even get them all in one frame here? Yeah, there we go. So if you ever need something to do, load up this mod. Go to a sandbox game, set it to tier 5, and hit your first interchange. It's yeah, definitely an experience. I'm surprised that thing hasn't run out of supplies yet. I don't think we got one for the second track either. Good news is, since you already ran the Y, you're facing the right way already. And we gotta head down. It's just a matter of throwing the train together. So yeah, we'll just stash you there for now. And look one more time on the insanity that we just did. And yeah, so that is all for this Saturday edition of Railroader. Next time on either Monday or Wednesday, I haven't decided yet. We'll start running the other stuff in the railroad, and there's our first car already. But we'll definitely be back here because we'll have to switch that out several times. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed running the biggest train I've ever run so far. And I will catch you all next time.